September 25th, 1978. San Diego wakes to a bright golden morning. The sky is clear, the air is calm. It feels like an ordinary Monday. But in less than 20 minutes, the peace will shatter in a way the city would never forget. Pacific Southwest Airlines Flight 182, a Boeing 727, departs Sacramento just after 8 a.m. It's heading home to San Diego, carrying 128 people, businessmen, families, students, crew members, people just trying to make it home. The PSA crew is cheerful, known for their friendly banter. Inside the cabin, passengers laugh, read newspapers, sip coffee. Everything feels safe, predictable. But high above Los Angeles, another flight takes off, a small Cessna 172 on a training mission. Its student and instructor climb slowly southward, unaware that their flight path will soon intersect with the descending PSA jet. 2 aircraft, 2 crews, 1 sky. At 9 a.m., Flight 182 begins its final approach into Lindbergh Field. The haze lingers over the city, a thin gray veil hanging between them and the ground. The controller instructs, maintain visual separation with the Cessna below you. The PSA crew responds, traffic in sight. But they didn't have it. What they actually saw was another aircraft, not the Cessna they were supposed to track. And once the 727 entered that thin cloud layer, the Cessna vanished completely from view. Inside the PSA cockpit, chatter fills the air. A joke, a routine checklist, casual conversation until one voice cuts through. Are we clear of that Cessna? A pause. Then another replies, I guess. Seconds tick by. The Boeing begins its descent through 2,600 feet. Below them, the Cessna climbs through the same altitude, directly in their path. The radar screens in the tower show 2 blips, closing in. Controllers try to visually reacquire both, but the haze hides them. No alarms, no warnings, only silence and proximity. Inside PSA 182, one pilot finally spots movement below the nose. There it is, he shouts. A second later, impact. A flash of white fills the windshield. At 9:02:04 a.m., the Boeing's right wing slices through the Cessna. The smaller plane disintegrates instantly. The PSA's fuel ignites in a fireball. Within seconds, both aircraft fall from the sky, burning, twisting, breaking apart. Witnesses on the ground see it happen. 2 trails of smoke spiraling downward into the heart of the city. At 9:02 a.m., the quiet neighborhood of North Park becomes an inferno. Chunks of wreckage smash into homes, cars burst into flames, families run into the streets, screaming, searching, praying. 144 people perish, everyone aboard both planes, and 7 on the ground. The heart of San Diego stops in disbelief. Firefighters race through burning streets. First responders step into scenes of unimaginable devastation, debris, smoke, and silence. Among the wreckage, a child's toy, a watch frozen at the moment of impact, fragments of 2 aircraft intertwined. A somber pause. Investigators arrive. The NTSB faces a puzzle of metal, fire, and human error. Every clue must be uncovered, every assumption challenged. Radar data reveals the truth. The PSA crew had been tracking the wrong airplane. Air traffic control, overwhelmed and visually limited, believed separation was safe, and the technological shield that might have warned them, a collision avoidance system, didn't exist yet. On the cockpit voice recorder, investigators hear the final seconds. Confusion, recognition, then one desperate cry, "We're going to hit," followed by silence. It's a moment frozen in aviation history, not just for the horror of the crash, but for what it exposed, how quickly routine can turn to catastrophe. In the aftermath, the tragedy forces change. The FAA accelerates the development of the Traffic Collision Avoidance System, TCAS, the first technology able to see what human eyes could miss. Procedures for visual separation are rewritten. Training is redefined. Airspace control becomes smarter, stricter, safer. From devastation came transformation. Today, every airliner in the world carries those lessons, encoded in sensors, radar, and human discipline. Modern pilots hear digital voices that warn traffic, pull up, and each alert echoes a tragedy that had no warning at all. In San Diego, a memorial stands in North Park, quiet, surrounded by trees. Visitors still leave flowers there, sometimes notes, messages to those who never made it home.